What's up, YouTube? Zero here, and welcome to the place where gamers, witches, wizards, and superheroes unite. Today, I'm going to be doing a level 7 demo build for the Technomancer in Outriders. Now, before I get into it, I do want to say that if you do enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Outriders content. The game is almost out on April 1st, so I'm going to be coming out with a lot more Outriders build videos. Without further ado, let's get into the build. So my first gun that I want to equip is a bolt action rifle. I want a long range gun. I want that sniper rifle so I can stay away from my enemies. The second primary I go with is an assault rifle. This is going to help me be a little bit quicker. They're going to sometimes be rushing enemies or times where I need a little bit quicker of a gun, so I go with that assault rifle. Then for the mods on my armor, the first one is more traps. Shrapnel, it's going to allow me to throw an additional mine before the cooldown is triggered, so I get 2 mines for that. Then I have hail shot, where my cryo turret is going to be increased damage. That's extremely important. The cryo turret is going to be the bread and butter of this build. Then we have shrapnel. Again, it's going to be dealing more damage. That's what I have for that mod. And then finally, I have critical analysis, which my bladed rounds increase critical damage. So that's extremely important. And of course, the 3 mods that I have, or the 3 skills that I have, are going to be shrapnel, which is going to be throwing a mine that blows up near enemies. And because of that mod, I now have 2 of them. Then I have cryo turret. This is extremely important. It's going to be dealing damage to enemies, and it's also going to be freezing those enemies. I'm a longer range build on the Technomancer, so I don't want those enemies to get up on me. Then I have bladed rounds. This is going to deal toxic damage to enemies, and enemies nearby the main target are also going to be inflicted with that toxic damage. So that's important, and it's going to be helping me deal a little bit more damage per second to some of those enemies. And I'm going to talk about the decisions as to why I made these choices for my skills a little bit later in the video. So I am going with anomaly fueled and disturbance coding. So anomaly fueled is going to increase my anomaly powers, and disturbance coding is going to increase my resistance piercing by 15%, so giving me a little bit more of the defense. So if you read the description of this Technomancer, it says that this is a long-range support specialist. Support specialist. Now, I want to tell you why that's true and false, but I'm going to tell it to you after I explain more of the Technomancer. So the Technomancer has the best healing out of all the 4 classes. When you deal damage, you recover your health, and that's awesome. The other classes don't have that. You actually have to get kills with the other classes to recover health, whereas the Technomancer, all you have to do is deal damage. So that's extremely important. On top of that, the class traits, you increase long-range damage by 15%, which is why I want you to equip that sniper. If you want specific mods for the sniper, this is really versatile. I would say go with freezing or anything that can deal damage over time. You're going to try to be a longer range player with this build that I have you set up on. So really anything that's slowing enemies down who may want to rush you, stopping enemies from trying to deal damage to you, that's where the freezing comes in, or dealing damage over time, so you're dealing more damage per second and killing those enemies quicker, all are going to be good for the mods on your primary weapons. But because we're a longer range class, that sniper rifle is going to be extremely important. Again, the assault rifle, you can see in this part of the clip, I'm in a boss battle. I don't really have an opportunity to get that long range, so I need that assault rifle so I can be dealing those damage to enemies. I don't have to take the time to aim down the sight and try and hit my targets with kind of the slower moving sniper rifle. Also on the class, you increase skill leech by 15% and increase weapon leech by 15%. So we've gone over the skills that I want you to equip, but I feel like I have to tell you why I decided to not go with Pain Launcher. Because at this point in the demo, level 7, you have 4 skills that you can choose from, and you can only equip 3 of them. So why did I choose Shrapnel, Cryo Turret, and Blighted Rounds over the Pain Launcher. The Pain Launcher does deal a lot of damage. You throw it down and it immediately starts launching a bunch of missiles, which is good, and you can deal damage to enemies. But I found that it's sometimes harder to control, harder to deal damage to the enemies you want. Blighted Rounds, it fills your magazine with those toxic bullets, and it doesn't go away until you reload. So what that does is it allows you to specifically target each of your enemies, where the Pain Launcher, just you place the Pain Launcher and in front of it, it deals bombs, which can be good, but I like directing my damage with those Blighted Rounds and that toxic damage. On top of that, Cryo Turret, it's going to freeze your enemies. It's going to stop them from shooting at you, and it's also going to stop them from rushing you. It's going to give you a perfect opportunity to kill frozen enemies or deal damage to frozen enemies without really them hiding behind cover or moving. Shrapnel, it allows you to control the battlefield better. You can place the mines or mine, if you don't have the two of them, in any location you want. You can protect yourself from enemies trying to rush you, or you can throw it behind cover that enemies are in, because sometimes the enemies stay behind cover a little too long. So what your mine is going to do is you pop it behind cover, it's going to blow up, stagger the enemy so they have to come out from cover, and then you can use your sniper to finish them off with a one-hit shot. So I want to talk to you about why I think calling this a support class is an absolute lie. I've played as all 4 of these classes in the demo in Outriders so far, and I'm going to be coming out with a build for all of them, so be on the lookout for that. But as a longer range player, I've played as a long range player in almost every game I play, your survivability increases. You're not throwing yourself into the mix of battle. You're not taking as much damage because you're not throwing yourself into the mix of battle. And on top of that, the game even said this has the best healing of all of the classes. All you have to do is deal damage to heal yourself as a Technomancer. So to call this a support class is ridiculous in my opinion. This is an amazing solo class to have if you're only going to be playing solo. You can easily heal yourself by just dealing damage. You stay away from a lot of the enemy fire by being a longer range player, and you're given skills that allow you to control the battlefield and keep enemies from pressing you. And that's why I have this set up the way I do. I have a sniper rifle because I want to be that long range player. Cryo Turret, it's going to help me freeze enemies and control the battlefield. The mines are going to help me damage enemies and control the battlefield. And the Blighted Rounds are going to help me deal that toxic damage and direct the toxic damage towards enemies, where Pain Launcher doesn't really allow me to direct every missile that's going off. I just lay it down and it kind of shoots out in front of itself. So overall, I think this is an amazing start to the build. And again, we're kind of relying on that anomaly power because we're staying away from our enemies. We want Cryo Turret and the mine to be as powerful as possible, which is why I go into increasing the anomaly power and then some extra piercing resistance. But overall, this is an amazing build and an amazing class. I love playing as the Technomancer, a nice long-range class. And we are coming down to the end of the video, so I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this build, and if you did, again, as a reminder, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'm coming out with a lot more build videos as the game progresses and I finally get into the game once it comes out on April 1st. I'm going to be coming out with a lot of fun builds and different builds for not just the Technomancer, but each of the 4 classes within this game. So thank you for sticking around to the end. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.